William Pate.
Yes.
First things first, Delta flight from Dublin to Atlanta. Do we have any idea when we might see that again?
I don't know. I know Delta's going to have a briefing today, and I'm hoping that they're going to give us some announcement, at that time on what they're thinking.
For Irish travelers, gateway cities are incredibly important. Atlanta's home to the world's busiest airport,
yes.
Which I don't know if it's a great thing necessarily, because I've been to Atlanta Airport and it's great, but really, so it's Atlanta as a destination, but also gateway to the south.
Absolutely. So I think the great thing about Atlanta, one is especially for the UK and Europe, easy to get to, very easy flight. It is the busiest airport, but it's also a very efficient airport. So we move people around, very easily. And people come, they stay in Atlanta, and then many times they'll go on to other destinations. We serve 235 other destinations just inside the United States. So it really is, when you think about it, it really is a perfect hub for international travel.
When attracting international visitors in a post-pandemic landscape, I imagine the challenge is striking a balance between, on the one hand, reassuring them that health protocols are in place, that people feel safe, but also at the same time is reminding them, look, that the very experiences that you have come to enjoy aren't diminished or lessened because of restrictions. So how do you strike that balance?
Well, I think particularly in Georgia and the capital city, Atlanta, we've remained open throughout the pandemic. So, we've continued, we were very early on in cleaning procedures, distancing procedures. Our convention center was the first convention center in the country to get the BioRisk accreditation. And so we've been very focused early on how to not only protect visitors, but also protect our employees. And those procedures are now battle tested. We've been having conventions in the city since the end of last year, all very successfily. Of course, then we also have a large leisure contingent, which really we began to see come in the spring. And so we've gotten very good at making sure that we take care of people, but also making sure they have the experience that they're looking for when they come to the city.
It's something I spoke to Dana Young of Visit Florida about, and because the domestic market has been relatively buoyant in places like Georgia and Atlanta, so that you've had opportunity to kind of fine-tune how you're going to greet visitors. So even though international visitors will only be returning from November 8th, it's not as if you're rusty, as you say. Like you're up and ready to.
Right. It's not like we're starting on November 8th, right?
Like, what are we going to do?
Right. Absolutely. So as I said, we've been having conventions, not at the size that they were back in 2019, but we have been having large groups in the city, moving through transportation, events, food and beverage, all the elements. And so we've gotten very good at being able to do that in a way that is very smooth, very efficient, and very effective. And that begins from the moment you land in the airport.
From a trade perspective, the average price of a hotel room in Atlanta and the wider Atlanta region, I realize that we're coming into kind of a slower period anyway, but relative to pre-COVID 2019, what is the average price, or at least what's the ratio?
Yeah, well, Atlanta is a non-union market, so we always have a very attractive rate in our hotels, regardless of the situation. But certainly, it's for many of our hotels, it's still significantly reduced from what they were charging in 2019, and that's just because we don't have the compression of business yet, right? So our hotel occupancy right now is somewhere in the 50% range, and so we typically run in the 80% range. So, now again, we do a lot of convention business. That's going to be coming back. We've got a full convention slate in 2022, and we're expecting to have all of our folks back. It's great to have the international travel because 30% of the convention attendees in Atlanta are typically from outside the U.S. So, international market is a very important market for us. But for particularly leisure travelers who want to come to the States, right now is a great time to come to Atlanta because you're really going to get really good value for your dollar.
And when you're in Atlanta, what new things should the visitor be on the lookout for?
Well, we've got a lot of great family-friendly attractions down around Centennial Olympic Park, which is where the Olympics were held. 12,000 hotel rooms within walking distance there, so very convenient. It's a very easy city to get around. We just opened a new immersive experience called Illuminarium. It's a safari, so you go in and you're kind of immersed in the safari atmosphere. I was just there a couple of weeks ago. It's just a fantastic shot in 4K. Just really, really fascinating experience. We've got 8 new hotels, new boutique hotels. Atlanta is number 2 in the United States in terms of new hotel projects. So, so folks who are building hotels are betting on Atlanta's recovery as well. Right now, our baseball team is, competing
in the World Series.
So, we're all very excited about that. But the aquarium, which we have the world's 2nd largest aquarium, they've got a new attraction where you can actually dive with sharks. And so we've always got something, new and exciting to do in the city. We have a fantastic cultural arts scene that's right in Midtown. It's a 5-minute cab ride from downtown. Everything, as I said, is very compact. So there's a lot of things to do, and again, really easy to get around and do them.
Well, I look forward to. I actually hope very much that the Braves win the World Series and that there's a massive celebration in Atlanta. Because I remember, one of my favorite players when I was younger, Greg Maddux.
Yes, and he's a fantastic. We were talking about him the other day.
Yeah.
A fantastic pitcher who didn't overpower people with his speed.
Class.
He beat everybody with his brain.
And we're going to lose our Irish audience with this. But
That's
William
right.
Pate, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.